Hey guys, welcome back. Mr. Will here. It's Friday. This is a video lesson for every day I'm calculating for April 17, 2020. Now, yesterday we introduced the idea that these linear equations can have more than one solution. Today we're going to continue discussing that and explore how do we figure out and determine the number of solutions that an equation may have. So we have an equation here. 2 times x plus 2 plus 1 equals 2x minus 3 plus 6. Whew, they're getting long. Now, we can figure out and determine the number of solutions that an equation like this would have. If we simplify this down and both sides of the equal sign have the same variable terms and the same constant terms, there is an infinite number of possibilities. Now, when I say variable terms, what I mean by that is when you have 2 times x, that is a variable term. When you have a whole number next to a variable, that would be a variable term. Or even a fraction next to a variable, that would be a variable term. Now, another example would be this 6. This 6 would be a constant term. That means it's a whole number or fraction without a decimal next to it. Okay? So that would be the difference between a variable term and a constant term. So we're trying to simplify these equations down to have variable terms and constant terms. Okay? So let's look at how we're going to do this and then see whether or not this equation has multiple solutions, one solution, or no solutions, okay? And those are kind of our options. So when I look at this equation here, I see these parentheses. When I see these parentheses, I see that I need to do the distributive property of multiplication. So 2 times x would be 2x, and then I have 2 times 2, that would be plus 4, and then I have plus 1, okay? Now, on this side of the equal sign, I see that I have 2x minus 3 plus 6. Now, when I see this, you need to keep this whole number minus 3 together. When you see that number, it's kind of like a leash. It kind of keeps those terms together. So I have negative 3 plus 6, okay? So negative 3 plus 6, you find the difference. Okay, when you have a negative and a positive, you find the difference. So that would be 2x, and 6 is bigger, so it would be plus 3. Okay, see how I did that? Okay, now I'm going to simplify this further. Okay, this side is good, 2x plus 3. I have my variable terms and my constant terms. This side I don't. I can still simplify this by putting my 4 and my 1 together. So I have 2x plus 5, because 4 plus 1 is 5, equals 2x plus 3. Now, what I see here is that my terms here, I have my variable terms, they are the same. But my constant terms, my 5 and my 3, they are different. Since the variable terms on each side of the simplified equation are the same, but the constant terms are different, that means that this solution on this equation has no solution. We cannot solve this, okay? And why, you ask? Because these are the same, but my constant terms are different. That means they're not equal. I can't solve this. Now, on the other side, I started by saying if we have an equation that is simplified and the variable terms and the constant terms are the same. So for example, if this number was a 5, well, then I could have an infinite number of answers. Any number that I put in here for this x, for this variable, it would equal, both sides would be equal, and it would be the same. But if you have a simplified equation where the variable terms on each side are the same, but the constants are different, that means you have only one solution, like we were doing earlier this week. So today, what I want you to do is work through these types of problems and determine how many solutions each equation will have.